for number 5? 2 and infinity. All right. I bet it's one of those. So I know my asymptote is here too. I know E is a number that's bigger than 1. And how many reflections do I have? 1. So, oops, I went too far. Bigger than 1 and 1 reflection, so is that growth or decay? Decay. So it's got to start up high and go low. There's not a negative in front of E, so it's going to have to go this way. So as I approach negative infinity, what's going on with the graph? It's approaching infinity. So what did you do there, Daniel?
I didn't put it on the wrong side of the asymptote.
Oh, you put it below it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Only is it below it is if there's a negative out in front. Good question. Or statement, comment, whatever. Okay, what do you guys think about number 6? -4. Anything else? We're sticking to -4. All right. So there's my asymptote. It's between 0 and 1, and there's 1 reflection. So which one is it? Growth. So between 0 and 1 and 1 reflection, it's going to be growth, so it's going to be going from low to high. But there's a negative in front, so it's got to be below the asymptote, so it should look like this. And you're right. As it approaches infinity, it's getting closer and closer to -4. So when you're doing limits of exponentials as they approach infinity or negative infinity, it's probably going to be a lot easier for you to sketch a graph, especially if you can't use a calculator. Now on 7 and 8, these are different because we're approaching a number. We're not approaching infinity or negative infinity. So we can go back to the rule that we used before, which was direct substitution. So we're just going to take that 3 and plug it in for x. So we have e to the 2 minus 3 plus 2. That's e to the -1 plus 2. E to the -1, how can I rewrite that so it doesn't have a negative exponent? 1 over e. Yeah, the rule is if you have a negative exponent, you can flip it, make it a positive exponent. Now you will find on the AP exam, they won't allow you to use negative exponents except with e. Occasionally they will, in the multiple choice answers, leave it as a negative with e. So you just have to look. So then plus 2. This answer is totally acceptable on a free response question. But chances are, if this was a multiple choice question, they wouldn't leave it like that. They would make it 1 fraction. So they would bow tie it.
I was going to say, how are you supposed to fit 2 into e?
So you say 1 times 1 is 1. Plus 2 times e is 2e. Over e times 1, which is e. Now, it's not that that is wrong, the one above it. It's just that when you're looking through the multiple choice answers, it's probably going to be in that form, the one that's boxed. All right. You guys do the next one. What did you guys get? Oh, 5?
I don't know the rule I exploded, so.
Oh, okay.
I got stuck.
Anything else? Okay, well, let's plug it in and see. I plug in -2, so it's 1/2 raised to the -2 minus 3 plus 3. So negative of -2 is 2. Minus 3 is -1 plus 3. And I have a negative exponent. So how do I get rid of it? Flip. Remember, if you have a negative exponent, you can flip it and make it a positive exponent. So I flip 1/2, make it 2/1 to the first. So yes, the 5 is right. Okay, so we are good for day 4 homework. Now this is the end of what your quiz will cover. What we're going to start today will be on the next quiz or test, or it'll still be combined with this stuff for the test. It's still in the same unit, and you can look at that very first sheet I gave you. I don't see it on mine, but it should be on yours. Okay. I'll try to post these answers today. There it is. Okay. Much stuff to go through. Okay. So we have looked at these things before. This is back in Trade Pre-Cal, of course. And the limit part of it comes from, we've already talked about these a little bit in the other sections. But we're just going to review these two real quick because they're going to come up again. So to solve this, what would we do, this first one? Plug in, yeah. So I would make that the sine of 3 times 2 pi over 3 over 3 times 2 pi over 3. Threes cancel. So you get the sine of 2 pi over 2 pi. No, that's a good question. 2 pi's will not cancel out because that's not just 2 pi, that's the sine of 2 pi. What do we do to find the sine of 2 pi?
Unit circle.
Unit circle, very good. 2 pi is over here, it's the same place as 0. Sine?
0.
Yeah, sine is the y coordinate.
So cosine is x.
Cosine is the x, yes.
Tangent, the triangle.
Say that again.
Tangent.
Tangent would be y over x.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because it's,
Yeah, because it's sine over cosine.
Are we gonna, on the test, are we gonna have it in the middle?
If we do, it's the ones that are 30, 60, 90,
Okay.
or 45, 45, 90. And you'll have a calculator part of the test and a non-calculator part.
We'll get our notes on both,
On the quiz, yes.
Dang.
Yeah, on the quiz, not on the test.
Oh, I was talking about the one on Monday.
Oh, you're talking, or Tuesday, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Tuesday. That one, I think it's all non-calculator. I'll have to I keep forgetting to double check. But you'll get to use your notes on the whole thing. And it doesn't include this stuff.
Okay.
I mean, not from this section. Now, this was a review question, so I guess technically it could. But. All right, sine of 2 pi we said was 0. 0 over 2 pi is just 0.
So we don't do anything.
Well, there's none, yeah. The limit is just 0. Didn't have to do any extra work because I didn't have an indeterminate form. So in the next one, oh no, the next one I plug in pi. So it's 2 times the cosine squared of pi. What's the cosine of pi? Yeah, you look here, here's pi. We have 0, oops, no, wait a minute.
Negative.
Yeah, it's -1, 0. So cosine is the x-coordinate. So that's -1, and then the squared really goes outside that. Just mathematicians are lazy and we don't. Just about to say, it's gotta be time.